The task force started almost 20 years ago. Over the years, we've helped over probably 30,000 animals through spay-neuter, vaccines, parasite treatment. So during the pandemic, we opened up a temporary space in Calgary, and what became so apparent to us is that this need is so large. So for us, it was a no-brainer. We needed to develop a permanent space. When we started, it was very overwhelming because there were so many logistics and pieces to pull together. So we were really going into this with huge dreams, and we ran into a lot of barriers at first. We were concerned, are we going to be able to pull this off? Finding a space was quite challenging. We found a space, and we needed to act quickly to make sure we could secure the space. So when we first reached out to the Calgary Foundation for this loan, we were honest in that this project, we wanted to move quick. It was shocking when we said, we needed the funds by this date, and it did happen. And that allowed us to secure this building.
Calgary Foundation's been providing loans for about a decade now, and it started on an ad hoc basis where we recognized that there were unconventional credit needs in the community that conventional banks just couldn't respond to. So we could play an impactful role in the community as a lender.
So local charities of all shapes and sizes and missions can borrow from Calgary Foundation. In conversations with our borrowers, the most common piece of feedback that we get is that they appreciate the flexibility, whether that's a flexible repayment plan, whether it's the prepayment flexibility. That's kind of where our offerings shine for organizations who might have more unconventional needs.
With a loan from Calgary Foundation, you end up with something that very closely resembles the financing you'd get from a bank. It is repayment with interest. The real difference is that we can be really flexible in how we put repayment schedules together, so it can be really tailored to the circumstances of the project. It was really great to see and get to know the impact that this organization has, not just through this animal hospital, but in their rolling community. Being able to offer something like this locally, it was really exciting to get to know why this animal hospital was the right next thing for them, and how credit could be a small piece of the puzzle in helping them figure out how to get there.
It's great that we're able to provide care where before we could not. The fact that we have our own hospital, that we can keep these cases and work on them ourselves is very rewarding. We're very grateful to the Calgary Foundation. What we're doing is very necessary work, but it's really challenging to find funding streams for it because what we're doing is unique. So that's why it's nice to have things like the Calgary Foundation that are able and willing to provide funding in ways that are also unique.
If we would not have received the loan through the Calgary Foundation, I feel confident that we would not be open right now. It was instrumental in making this come to life, and especially the timeline. They just made it so much easier, and it was flexible. They wanted it to be successful. They wanted our project to be successful, and so it was a well-supported process. We are receiving tons of calls and emails from people who are just desperate for help with their animals, and it's just a constant reminder to us that we need to continue the work we do, we need to expand the work we do, and we can only do this with the support of the Calgary Foundation.
Charities and nonprofits have a variety of needs, and their borrowing needs can take lots of different shapes and sizes. The common theme is that the important work that needs to happen today can't wait until the money arrives tomorrow. And that creates a situation where borrowing funds is needed to make the good work happen. That's been wonderful to be able to be in a place where we can respond to that increasing need for borrowing to make sure important work in all aspects of the charitable sector can happen.